taking a moment to reflect on an astonishing few weeks. Clive Froome decided against travelling to France to witness his son Chris being crowned winner of the Tour de France. He feared his attendance would somehow jinx the whole thing. Not that Clive needed to worry. Chris cruised to victory in Paris, becoming the first African-born cyclist to ever win the race. For his father, the achievement is still sinking in.
I think it was possibly more relief than anything else. We watched him cycle all the way around France for 3 weeks, narrowly avoiding quite a number of spills, getting isolated sometimes up in the Pyrenees and almost hitting a wall on another stage. So I think when we saw him actually enter the Champs-Élysées, it was more relief than anything else.
Froome grew up in Kenya and moved to South Africa when he was 14. Although Froome is now a British citizen, Africa can rightly claim a piece of the achievement.
The introduction was really as a result of prompting from his late mother, who bought him a mountain bike and pointed him in that direction. The roads in Kenya, as you know, are not particularly brilliant and certainly not geared for road racing. Yeah, he has obviously huge affiliations and affinity to both countries, but he does regard South Africa as home.
Pupils and teachers at St John's School in Johannesburg also have reason to celebrate the victory. Chris was a pupil here from 14 years of age, and his former teachers remember how he took his dedication to cycling to the extreme.
He used to cycle on the motorway to a lot of frustration from the Metro Police, and he just continued to do it because it was a long expense where you could cycle without being disrupted. And he got a lot of cycling in the mornings and the afternoons. There's a little hill just down the back here called Munro Drive, which he loves going up and down. It was quite steep.
Chris's former teachers now hope for just one thing, that when he returns to South Africa, which is expected in October, that he'll come and pay a visit to his old school and help inspire the current crop of pupils.
We try and get, these likeable young men like Chris, and to me he's a fantastic role model, and I'd love to see him come and talk to our boys, largely because of his humility. Personally I've never particularly liked sporting heroes that are arrogant and full of themselves, and he's not like that. The guy you see being interviewed on TV now, humble, polite, friendly, is exactly the boy he was then, and I'd like our boys to experience that.
Chris may have stood for the British national anthem in the Champs-Élysées, but this is an athlete out of Africa whose achievement can be celebrated across the continent. Dan Williams, CCTV, Johannesburg.